All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukah Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to sincere brothers that's doing the will of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, once again, we're out here doing the will of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. You know, so we're gonna open up with whatever brothers got. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Salakia. 1 John.
Yeah, man, because, you know, the prophecies are speaking right now, man. And, you know, we coming towards the end, man. You know, that's why things are speeding up, man. These days are flying by, man. All right, give me that Isaiah where it says, a little one shall become 1,000. So hastening in his time. Yeah, the Lord is hastening the time, man. All right? You know, I think there's another scripture that says, you know, make the time short in 2nd Ezra. What is it? I think the 2nd chapter.
Somebody could you go for?
2nd Ezra. 2nd chapter.
It's called, yeah, it says make the time short, something like that. That might be in.
Let's get Amos 9 and 8. You want to put you, let's put you, I got a picture read it.
Yeah. All right, this is Isaiah 11, and I'm going to start at 7. I'm going to start at actually verse 6. Isaiah 11 and 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them.
Yeah, and that's talking about in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because you know, once the so-called white man is taken out of power, and you know the righteous judge is in power, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, all things are gonna be in order, man. All right, there ain't gonna be no more, you know, swords drawn against another man. All right, and you're gonna have the animals aligned with the children of Israel, man. And we're gonna be able to, you know, allow our kids to roam the earth, man. We don't have to worry about them, you know, being taken by evil, man. Because, you know, evil is going to be done away with, man. But we're going to put, you know, evil is going to be amongst these other nations. It ain't going to be amongst the children of Israel. Because why? Because we're going to have some new bodies. All right, we're going to be incorruptible, man. We're not going to be able to sin. All right, so we're going to be perfect.
And the animals going to be in one accord with each other. That's why I said the wolf going to draw the lamb. You know, a wolf and a sheep. As a lamb as a sheep, they're like sworn enemies. You always got that. You all heard that fable of the boy who cried wolf. You know, the wolf and the lamb are like mortal enemies. It's like a lion and a hyena. But for you to have a wolf and an animal, a wolf and a lamb, which are like basically like mortal enemies. One is a carnivore, one is a herbivore, one is predator, one is prey. If they're in one accord with one another, meaning they're at peace. How much more other types of predators, other types of prey? That's why I mentioned the bear and the calf as well. The lion eating straw like the ox. They're not going to eat it anymore. You know, a lion can't survive off of a whole diet based upon vegetation, based upon grain. So most are going to change the whole digestive system of the lion for it to be able to have to eat something else to sustain life. You know?
But before, you know, we get into the kingdom of heaven, America has to be destroyed, man. You know, and Yahweh Shah has to deliver the elect. Okay, and destroy 2/3 of our people. You know? I got a scripture for you. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
Yeah, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are upon the sinful kingdom. All right, and the eyes represent the angels, man. All right, and you know they behold what's going on in this kingdom, man. The sinful kingdom right now is America. Okay. What is sin? Transgression of the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, America is full of transgression of the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, man. All right, nothing but adulterers. All right, the scriptures say this is a wicked and adulterous generation. Okay, you got you know, murderers. All right, you got sorcerers, people that you know, commit witchcraft. All right, worshiping these false idols and religions. Okay, you got the robbers, which is the Edomites, the so-called white men. All right, which stole this land from the indigenous people of North, South, Central America and the Caribbean islands, and Canada, if you will. Okay, and you know,
and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Yeah, the Most High is going to destroy America from off the face of the earth, man. Which is known as Babylon the Great, man. All right, the kingdom of the so-called white man is going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth, man. By the way of thermonuclear destruction, okay, and the chariots of the Most High, man, with concentrated fire, man. All right, Yahweh Shai said, the saints shall take the kingdom, man. All right. That's why he said 2,000 years ago, you know, his servants is gonna fight, man. All right, not at that time, but in this time, man, we're gonna take over the world by violence, man. That's right. All right.
Let's do more to this. Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Yeah. The Most High is not gonna utterly destroy the house of Jacob, man. All right. But the Most High is gonna destroy 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. Which are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and confusion of faces, right? Because why? Because they're not gonna repent, man, and you know it ain't in them to repent. All right, but you know the 1/3, the 144,000, and the 1/3, they're gonna be delivered from that destruction, man. The Most High is not gonna utterly destroy us, man. Okay, but 2/3 they're gonna be destroyed by the plagues that the Most High is gonna bring. Get the
yeah, because
Jeremiah 16:4.
2/3 are going to be destroyed with America, man. You know, and the elect is going to be delivered. Man. You got the scripture. I got a precept. This is Amos. No, this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay, that yoke, you know, the so-called white man put on us. Okay. Yahweh Shai is gonna break that yoke, man. This devil, so-called white man, his biblical name is Esau, Edom. Yahweh Shai is gonna break that yoke, man, from off our necks, okay, off thy neck. So you know, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Right? We're not gonna serve, you know, these damn devils and these different gods anymore, man. America's gonna be wiped off the face of the earth, man. You know, that's prophecy in the Bible, and you're not gonna learn that anywhere, man.
Yeah, you're gonna burst them bonds, those chains that he was bound in.
Yeah.
You know, like a bond is like when somebody's linked together,
right,
so to speak. If I said me and his brother has a bond, me and his brother are linked with one another.
Right.
So the Most High is gonna burst those bonds, those linked of chains, so to speak, that Esau has placed on us historically as well, that are still on us. They may not be on us physically, those shackles, but they're on us figuratively because we're still down to Esau's power. The Most High is going to burst those bonds. And strangers are no more serve themselves as it, you know?
Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, okay? That day is talking about the day of the Lord, man, the Lord's second coming, you know? Because Yahweh Shai is going to come back with the angels, man, okay? And that day is not going to be a sweet day, okay? Yahweh Shai ain't going to come back, you know, giving people, you know, sweets and flowers and stuff like that, you know? It's going to be complete darkness, chaos. Saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
So we ain't going to do service anymore. We're not going to be service to those to the other nations any longer. As a matter of fact, read the next verse.
Verse 13.
We're not going to be service to those strangers. Go on.
Salakia. Verse 9. But they shall serve the Lord their power.
Yeah, so strangers are no longer going to serve themselves of us, meaning strangers are no longer going to be served by us, but we're going to serve the Lord our power. So we're going to be in servitude to the Most High once again, because we are His servants, right? It's written, I believe, in the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter, or maybe 41 and 8. He calls Jacob his servant. We're His servants. You got that? I think Isaiah 41 and 8.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
get that Isaiah. Somebody get Isaiah 41 and 8.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah.
Oh, well, I'm gonna send you.
And you got it right back.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend.
So Jacob said, Israel's my servant. We're the Most High's servant. So we're gonna serve the Most High once again. Okay, you can finish that off. You can finish the 8th verse off.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Verse 9. But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
Yeah, because David's going to be king over Israel once again. King David himself. Okay? Who is a part of the 12 because he's Peter. So it's not like 12 and David. David's a part of the 12. He's Peter. Okay? So David's gonna be king once again. All right? That's it on that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's the Jeremiah.
This is Jeremiah 16:4. They shall die of grievous deaths.
Yeah, that's talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. Like the brother read previously, that the Lord's going to destroy 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. All right, get that in Zechariah 13 too. Yeah, read that again.
This is Jeremiah 16:4. They shall die of grievous deaths.
Yeah, grievous deaths, man. All right, famine, okay, which is a shortage of food. All right, the sword, which is who? The so-called white man and his killing instruments. The guns, all right, and all the different various new technology that this devil got, okay? Death and destruction, spirits created for vengeance, man. Death angels, okay? Fire, which is the thermonuclear destruction, the ones that take the mark of the beast, all right? The ones that's allotted to be destroyed by that thermonuclear destruction. That's the Most High. That's the plague that the Most High got for 2/3 of his people, man.
Concentration camps.
Concentration camps.
You know, the so-called white man is going to torture you in these different camps, you know.
This is 2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Yeah, let the multitude perish, which was born in vain, man. All right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, they were born in vain, man. They're predestined to be destroyed, man. All right, these niggas that that sell out. Okay, these niggas that there's no right. Oh, somebody hold Jeremiah 13, where it says, "Can an Ethiopian change his skin?" Yeah, man. So
23.
Yeah,
13, 23.
Read that again, bro.
2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Yeah, going into 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. They're born in vain, man. All right, there's not a righteous bone within them, man. They can't, like the scriptures say, they won't even blush, man. They're not ashamed to do iniquity, man. All right, that's why they got to be destroyed, man. All right, they just wicked, man.
And they was born in vain because you gave birth to them for no reason because they're getting ready to die. They was born in vain.
Yeah.
The birth was an empty birth. It was a birth that was void. Not to be accounted of due to the fact that you're giving birth to them, but they're going to die anyway. It's like if a person says, it's like if you're about to have a fight, right? Let's say you're a professional fighter, and you training just to lose, like in the first round. You fight Mike Tyson in '86, right? You training all them weeks for that fight, just to lose in the first round. All that training was basically in vain. It was for nothing. So the multitude was born in vain because they was born basically for nothing because they're gonna perish anyway. Scripture tell you their children gonna be torn apart, dashed in pieces, right? They're gonna eat their own children. Okay? So we're gonna go back to what you were reading.
Let me finish up in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 16:4. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented.
You got it out.
Neither shall they be buried.
Read it again. Start.
This is Jeremiah 16:4. They shall die of grievous deaths.
Yeah, man, terrible deaths, man. You know, this damn white man, so-called white man, he's gonna torture our people, okay? He's gonna rape our women, okay? Not only the so-called white man, these other nations, man, when they come here to America, man, it's gonna be nothing but chaos out here. Continue.
What kind of grievous does it happen? What happens? They're gonna be going through
Guillotines, right? Starvation,
firing squads,
race wars,
ran over by tanks,
heads chopped off, your private parts chopped off. You know what I'm saying? This damn devil might put you into, a big tank of boiling water. You know what I'm saying? There's different previous deaths. There used to be this show called 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that. A million. Yeah, I remember I used to watch it. Damn, the Most High, he's to be feared. You know what I'm saying? The Most High could destroy you, man, in any way he wants to, man. In the worst way, you might be afraid of spiders, and the Most High might allow it where, a whole bunch of spiders just fucking start biting you, and you just die a slow, painful death. You know what I'm saying? Continue on.
They shall die of grievous deaths.
Right.
They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth.
They ain't gonna be lamented.
Yeah, nobody's gonna cry for them. Nobody's gonna worry about them. You know, we're born in the 2/3, man. So you 2/3 are hearing the good news. You know, the Most High is gonna destroy you, man. You're gonna die grievous deaths. Okay. And we're not gonna worry about you dying, man. We're not gonna, you know, we have family members that are straight up niggas, you know what I'm saying? We have people that, you know, you grew up with, friends in the world that are straight up niggas, you know, but we know that, you know, they're gonna perish because they're continuing in their wicked ways, you know, in America's ways, you know, following the customs of the so-called white man and following different gods, committing idolatry, you know, sleeping with different women, you know, married women, committing adultery, being homosexuals.
There's a scripture in Apocrypha, and it says 7 days do a man mourn for somebody that died, but it said, but for a foolish man, all the days of his life, you know.
Right. Basically, you know, you live in, you know, these temples, man. We're supposed to honor these temples, man. You know what I'm saying? These bodies that we got. You know what I'm saying? But 2/3 of our people, they don't honor.
Right now they're grievous. You know, dealing with them. We're mourning because we're dealing with wicked Israelites. You got to deal with them. You got to deal with them on the job. You got to deal with them when you go to the DMV. Or if our people work from law enforcement, they give you the hardest time.
Right.
Grievous.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Sirach chapter 22 verse 12. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but for a fool and an ungodly man all the days of his life.
Yeah, 2/3 of our people are ungodly, man. So we're not gonna mourn for 2/3 of our people perishing here in America. You know, we're not gonna lament for them. The hell with them, man. They deserve it, man.
It's like a mother. You know, she got a son. You know, he's always running the streets, and she can't sleep at night because she just know one day she's gonna get that call. You know, that, you know, come identify the body. But so every night she can't sleep. So the time he actually do die, she you know, she's not even sad no more because she was expecting it. Because she didn't more grieve worrying about him dying than him actually dying.
Yeah. Right.
And the scripture said that they're gonna be cast out as dung, man. So you know, when all hell break loose, you might see a nigga that you knew in the world. You'll be like, oh shit, you just gonna walk right over him. You ain't gonna have time for him. You know, you're gonna be worried about your own salvation, man. You know,
you're gonna be dying by the mass.
That's right. They ain't out here laboring with us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're not out here doing the work with us. So the hell with them. You know, they scoffing, they being wicked. Let them be wicked and let them perish, man. That's the mentality you have to have in this truth. You know, when you first come into this truth, you're always trying to, you know, most brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I was trying to wake everybody up. You know what I'm saying? But as you grow in this truth, man, it's not meant for everybody, and you're gonna understand that, you know.
You know, you try to teach, you know, these niggas in the hood. You know, these niggas start laughing at you, man. Yeah. You know, making fun of you and shit.
Yeah, cause this is not.
What are you, a preacher now?
This ain't in right now. You know what I'm saying? Being an Israelite is not in. It's being a nigga that's in. You know, that's what this society creates, niggas, man. Foolish, simple-minded niggas, man. That everything, you know, their conversation is nothing but wickedness, you know what I'm saying? They glory on wickedness, you know, about having sex with another man's woman, you know what I'm saying? You know, murdering their own brother, you know, selling drugs to their own brothers and sisters. You know, that's what niggas want to hear, you know what I'm saying? But real soon, in the near future, okay, in the day of the Lord, okay, Yahweh Shai is going to put the spirit on his elect, man. And we're not going to be out here fishing, man. We're going to be out here hunting, man.
Yes, I got 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Yeah, menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, man. These women, you know, these Israelite women, well, they're not really Israelite women, but, you know, these women out here, they bringing forth monsters, man. These little niggas, man, you know, this generation is that wicked generation Yahweh Shah was talking about, that cursing their mother and their father, man. All right, the father's not in the house. All right, these niggas walking around with their pants sagging, okay, smoking weed, you know, all this folly that they do, man. Tattoos all over their face. All right, dyeing their hair pink rainbow, and you know, just doing all types of fucking degenerate shit, man. they're monsters, man. They don't have no understanding, man. They reprobates, man. All right, and that's the times we in now, man. It's you know, it's worse than how it's ever been, man. Now everybody wants to be a faggot, man. You know, that's what's in. All right, being a damn simp. All right,
I got some.
Read that verse on top of it too.
This is 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places.
Confusion in many places. That's what's gonna be in America. All kinds of hell will break loose. You have economic collapse going on. You got martial law going on over here. You got famine going on over here. You got certain parts of the country going to be worse than other parts of the country. It's going to be various forms of confusion all over. Martial law. People are getting rounded up into concentration camps, getting shot down and dead in the street. Go ahead. Race riots, yep, that's right.
There's a lot of things going on all at one time.
Yeah.
That's what confusion means. Con meaning with, and fuse means to join together.
Right.
So you're gonna have so much things going on at one time.
Right.
People getting shot over, getting shot to your left of you. On the right side, people getting detained and taken to a detention center.
Right, bro.
People sick. It goes on the news. They got another type of drug that they mix with weed, and it was what?
K2.
It's like K2, and it produced like a zombie
Is that
effect.
bath salt thing?
I don't remember, but it was one K2. It was one event. It's not K2. It's another one. It was one event. A girl went to the church, the Edomite girl, and she pulled out her eyeballs.
Wow.
Yeah, and she like rebuked it, whatever.
Wow.
She pulled out. She was high off that shit.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And that's just going on now. Imagine, when the shit's actually kick off, there's gonna be a lot of they're gonna have because everything is they do in the laboratory. They could release a virus that attack a certain part of your brain. You lose that discernment.
Right, that's right, bro.
I believe that.
They already do that now. They create these different mental disorders. Mental disorders are all created in a fucking lab, man. Yeah,
What do you think vaccines do to your body,
and
bro?
because once they give you the injection, once they give you a pill, you now become addicted to it. You can't function without it.
Yeah.
You got people that may have been taking a certain drug in the 90s or in the 80s for so-called mental illness. After getting off of it for years, for decades, and they was never the same as they were before they got on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if they try to tell you your child got some kind of so-called mental disorder, don't believe these fucking crackers, man. Right.
There shall
We
be,
got time from topic in the quote.
2nd Ezra 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again.
Fire represents what? Affliction, tribulation. What happened again? Go ahead.
And the wild beasts shall change their places.
The wild beasts going to change their place, meaning what? Animals will move from one area to another area. You got certain animals migrating to certain places. When all hell breaks loose, after America is destroyed, America's going to be filled with nothing but desert creatures. Does that mean America is going to be destroyed and you're going to have a goddamn iguana just survive the explosion? No, because certain bodies of water that's around America is going to be dried up by the thermonuclear destruction, which is going to make a way for the beasts of the wilderness, as it mentioned in the book of Isaiah. That's how them animals are going to get here. Certain bodies of water around America will be dried up from neighboring, and then them animals on the neighboring islands. It's like, for example, you see how you're on this landmass here, and you got the road here. Now let's say this is all water. If a big fire occurs and all of the water evaporates, now any animals on this landmass can now travel where the water once was. So animals move up out of their places, man.
The one by me, right?
The wild beasts shall change their places, and monstrous women shall bring forth monsters.
Yeah, little niggas, deformed children, premature babies. When all hell breaks loose, these menstruous women are going to bring forth all these monsters. You're going to have a bunch of untimely births. You're going to have a bunch of niggas out here being niggas. Doing all manner of wickedness that's going on when all hell breaks loose. When all hell breaks loose, you have niggas still stealing TVs.
Yeah.
They're going to think that, this is martial law for now. But when all this boils over, I'm having a 50-inch flat screen smart TV in my house. It don't happen like that, dog.
First couple of days, they're gonna think their mindset is gonna be as if everything gonna go back to routine.
Yeah. Like,
so they're gonna be having fun, partying, shooting at the sky, shooting at people. It's like gonna be like the blackout.
Yeah, like the blackout.
What was that? 2001?
2003.
2003?
Yeah.
I was 13 when that happened.
Yeah.
You know, you hear gunshots from the window. You can't see shit.
Yeah. Remember that too.
I got some. This is Jeremiah.
They gonna think like Hurricane Katrina. Niggas were stealing Jordans. You know? You have niggas breaking in Models, breaking in Foot Locker, stealing phone posits. You know what I'm saying? Stealing Jordans and shit.
Yeah.
It's things that going back to routine, man.
It's Jeremiah 13. Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper his spots?
Yeah, can the Ethiopian change his skin or leper his spots? The answer is no. Go ahead.
Then may
listen,
ye...
oh, wait a minute now, brother. Hold on, I got a question for you. You got Ethiopians out there bleaching their skin nowadays. But guess what? You still can't change your skin because it's in your genes. You still can't change it. You can never permanently get change it. You ever see somebody, West Indian, that bleached their skin, but they got them black knuckles? Here you are, you as dark as Shaquille O'Neal, and you bleach your skin, now you're like a light-skinned nigga, but yet your knuckles are still black as hell. You can never really change your skin. You know? You can never really change your skin.
It says,
and the leopard can't change their spots. You know? Go ahead.
then
Even
may
like a what is it? A jaguar? What's a? I think it's a leopard. Like now you got. Now I'm thinking of a leopard, a jaguar, but even the so-called Black Panther, which I believe a Black Panther is really just a leopard. It's not even full black. It actually has the same pattern of the leopard. When the sun shines on his body, you actually see the pattern, the pattern under the dark fur. You know? You know what I'm saying?
It says, then may ye do good.
The reason I said jaguar because I'm thinking even a jaguar or a leopard. But y'all can look it up. Go ahead.
Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
So just as an Ethiopian can't change his skin, the leopard can't change his spots. A person can't do good that's accustomed to do evil. You can't change if it's in your nature. If it's in your blood. If it's in your spirit.
The scriptures say they have fainted, man. They lie at the head of all the streets, man. It's talking about these jakes, man, on the corner. You know, yo, what's up? I got that 5 for 20.
And that right there going into Esau.
Yeah.
You know? You still can't change if you wanted to. You got jakes that was wicked. That was part of they are part of the elect. And they're gonna change their ways and come to the knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shah, come to the truth. But that's going into Esau right there. Esau can't change his ways, no matter how hard he tries. That's why he gotta be exterminated. And the other nations can't either. But the Most High will have mercy on them. They go back into their own lands after they serve their time of slavery. You know? You got a scripture?
I got some. This is Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days.
This is a little bit louder.
This is Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers.
Is that Revelation?
No, Matthew 24.
Okay, read it again.
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days
After the tribulation of those days,
shall
like
the
martial law. Go ahead.
Shall-
Immediately after. Go ahead.
shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Esau's wisdom and knowledge is going to be darkened. But guess what? The actual sun is going to be darkened too. And the moon's going to be darkened too. Why? Because you're going to have the chariot. The sky is going to be completely flooded with the so-called UFOs. The chariots of Israel. And not to mention, when the thermonuclear destruction comes, the smoke is going to go up. It's going to go up and it's going to actually block out the light from the sun. Okay? And the smoke is going to go up for so long that even when it turns night, it's going to block out the light from the moon. I watched the video, I think it's called The Road to Armageddon or something like that the other night. But I'm going to watch it again and know what it's showing it. It goes into how if there's a nuclear destruction, the smoke going to go up so high. I believe I don't know if they mentioned it said 50 miles, I'm not sure exactly what they said. But it said the sun is going to, the smoke is going to go up so high in the sky that to the point it's going to go up so high in the sky in an area where it doesn't rain, which is going to cause the smoke to stay up for years. That's why I need the scripture to tell you the smoke will go up forever and ever, meaning for a long time. The smoke going to go up so high in the sky, it's going to be above the clouds. It's going to be so high and reaching the sky where it doesn't rain in that particular area. Therefore, the rain won't be able to just wash the smoke out of the sky. So the smoke won't stay up for a very, very long period of time, for years, you know? Go ahead.
And the stars shall fall from heaven,
Go ahead.
and the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
The knowledge, go ahead. The powers of heaven going to be shaken.
And then shall
Meaning what? The rulerships. It's going to be shaken. Everybody going to be shook up. America, the big the big bad wolf of America is going to be destroyed. Everybody going to be shook up by that. Go ahead.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So that moon, that wisdom, that sun and that moon, the wisdom and knowledge is going to be darkened. It's going to be eventually an actual physical darkness. All this is going to be happening at the same time period. When it says immediate after the tribulation, it don't mean after martial law, then Yahweh Shai is going to come. Martial law is going to already be going on when Yahweh Shai is coming. After martial law begins, Yahweh Shai is going to come. When Yahweh Shai is coming, martial law is still going to be occurring. Okay? It's still going to be going on. If martial law starts January 2nd of this year, which it hasn't, if it starts January 2nd, and Yahweh Shai comes 6 months later, martial law is still going to be going on. That's still technically after the tribulation. But that means tribulation actually ended. You understand what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Shai said what? Yahweh Shai said, you understand what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Shai said what? Yahweh Shai said,
I'll
come to send fire on the earth, and more life be already kindled. Because martial law is already be occurring in this society. It's going to already be kindled. So Yahweh Shai is going to come after that tribulation. Not meaning after martial law is over, because Yahweh Shai is going to come while all that is occurring. And Yahweh Shai comes and shooting them lasers in the chariots, the missiles is going to be on their way. When Yahweh Shai comes shooting lasers from his chariots, you're going to see smoke up in the skies. Because buildings are going to be destroyed. It's going to be like zzz, 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 zzz. You're not even going to hear nothing. It's going to be, this is the laser shoot. And stuff is going to be being destroyed.
It's all power right there. Most high, man. It's terrible power.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
All the different nations, they're going to mourn, they're going to weep, lament. Go ahead.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
They're going to see how it shall come with all of the clouds of heaven, over the chariots, or UFOs, go ahead.
With power and great glory.
With power and great glory. Because Yahweh Shai is going to come in an enormous chariot. The size of it's going to be like a mountain. You know?
I got a presentation.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 13. Well, is it, I think it's no, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
You got it, Shemaiah.
Yeah, man. Let's start from the top.
All right, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited.
Yeah, this America is not going to be inhabited, okay? After Yahweh Shai destroys this place, okay? It's not going to be inhabited, okay? Yep. There's not going to be no people inhabiting this land. It's going to be empty, bro.
But it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon.
Holy, that's with a W, right?
Yeah, holy.
Meaning completely desolate.
Yeah.
Whole, W-H-O-L-E.
Yeah.
If I say give me that whole pizza pie,
Yeah, the whole.
that means the whole thing. The complete thing. All slices of it.
Right.
So if it's wholly desolate, means it's going to be completely desolate. Read that part again.
It says, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues.
Yeah, man. Everybody. Read that from.
All right. It says, speak a little louder.
Yeah.
All right. It says, every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues.
Yeah, a lot of you people are going to be astonished, man, of this place getting destroyed. Okay, this place is going to be destroyed, and a lot of people are going to be astonished, man. They're going to be like, damn, why Babylon is getting destroyed, or why Babylon is destroyed? You know what I'm saying?
Verse 14.
Why they're going to be astonished, they're going to be shocked. Why are they going to be shocked for?
Yeah,
why aren't they be shocked that America being destroyed?
Yeah, because a lot of you people think that America is going to last forever, and it's not. Okay, it's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth, completely destroyed. Okay?
Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord.
Yeah, Babylon has sinned against the Lord, man. Everything that this society does, man, is against the Lord. All the laws of this society are contrary to the laws of the Most High. Okay? Read that verse again, brother.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her.
Yeah, we're shooting at Babylon, you know what I'm saying?
The nations.
Yeah, but they ain't talking about us though.
Yeah, it's talking about the nations, the other nations shooting that path along the missiles over here to this place. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Russia. You know what I'm saying? North, South Korea. Okay.
Which one is America's ally?
South Korea.
It's one of the Koreas. South Korea, that's the ally? Well, America's allies, part of them, some of the allies gonna shoot at them. The allies gonna shoot at them too.
Yeah.
It says, "All ye that bend the bow."
What does that mean? All of them bend the bow. What's the arrow talking about?
Missiles.
So what's the boat? What's the boat talking about? Arrow comes out of a bow, right?
Right.
So what does the missile come out of?
Yeah.
The silos.
Oh yes.
So it says all you that bend the boat, meaning what? All of them that got those missiles out, all of them that had the nuclear power.
And all these countries got the nuclear power.
All of them don't got nuclear power. All countries on Earth don't have nuclear power, but they have allies that have nuclear power. You know, they have allies that got nuclear power. And if any country that's America's enemy is going to shoot at America that don't have the power, their allies will just give it to them. But let's say Iran can't build their own nuclear weapon. Well, Russia's their ally. Russia give them nuclear weapons. You know? Because it's going to tell you, are they becoming as weak as we? America's enemy is starting to build up and have that nuclear power. So all nations that got that power going to shoot at it. Just going to shoot at it. India got the missile. You know? Dominican Republic don't got the nuclear missile that I know of. So every single nation on the planet don't got the power. But America's allies are going to destroy America with them nuclear missiles.
Right.
So read that verse 14 from top again.
Jeremiah 50 and 14.
Break it down.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon. That's going into, you know.
No, this is what we're breaking
Oh,
down.
my fault. It's like, go ahead.
Yeah, because these other countries, man, are against Babylon. A lot of these countries, man. You know, you got Russia, Iran,
Get back
okay,
in.
South Korea.
You need to make, you know.
Okay, they're against
You gotta
this
move it
place,
around, bring it up.
America. Okay.
What you gotta do?
All right, it
So
says,
it's gonna be like an array of missiles being shot. They all gonna like line up, so figuratively speaking. Man, look at that word array. Look at that word array.
Jeremiah 50 and 14.
You can look at the definition. You're on Google. You don't really gotta look it up in the English. You know what? You don't have to. You can, but.
So you want the website or you want the Hebrew?
Just go on Webster. Just go on Webster. Basic definition. A-R-R-A-Y.
I got it.
Go.
It says to dress or decorate, especially in splendid or impressive attire, adorn, to set or place in order, draw up.
See? To set or place in order. Draw up. Be in array. That's how it's gonna be. They're all gonna be set in place like in a particular order. And it said to dress, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? The missiles are compared to what? To mighty men. The mighty men dressed in warlike apparel. So it says put yourself in array, meaning put yourself in order, get ready for war. Put yourself in array against it.
In Joel it says ranks.
That's right, ranks just like an army.
It says, all ye that bend the bow.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you other heathen nations, man. You bending the bow to shoot your missiles.
All of them that bend the bow, all of them that got that nuclear capability.
Yeah, you like Iran, Russia, you know what I'm saying, South Korea, you know what I'm saying. You got the bow, which is talking about the missiles, okay? Yeah, you're gonna shoot your missiles at America, okay?
Yeah, that bow, that salad that shoots out the arrows and missiles.
It says, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord.
Yeah, that her is referring to America, okay? The daughter of Babylon, okay? You know, the land of confusion, okay? This place is wicked, man. The Most High is against this place. So that's why the Most High has it set up. This is prophecy. It's gonna happen, okay?
And it says spare no arrows. What that mean? You know the arrows is talking about the missiles, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna spare any arrows, what does that mean you're gonna do with missiles? That mean you're gonna save some nuclear missiles for next time there's a war? That mean what you gonna do with them?
You're gonna use all your missiles.
You're gonna use all of them. So
all
don't
the
spare
missiles,
nothing.
man.
Scripture said the earth's gonna rock to and fro like a drunken.
Yeah.
That's from the impact from the missiles.
That's
They're
crazy.
gonna leave the earth shaking, rocking.
Make sure that thing don't fall.
That's crazy.
Yeah, good point. When they tested Tsar Bomba, they said that the shockwave went around the world 3 times, and they just used half the yield. So imagine the shit they got now.
Yeah, imagine with a nuclear weapon, you know.
They said that windows shattered in Sweden.
Hey.
It's crazy.
Now Now, where did they test the Tsar bomb at? In Russia?
I'm not too sure, but I know.
Now, if you look at where they tested it at, and you can look at how many miles that is from Sweden, that shows you that'll show how powerful it is. So I'm a little. I looked that up when I get home.
This is Sirach, chapter 36, verse 8. Sake the time short. Remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works.
Let me get on Malachi 1 and 4, somebody. Go ahead.
It says, let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the
Esau.
people.
As I said, what thing? Esau. Because it said him that escaped is going to be consumed by the
That
rage.
goes right into my scripture too.
Oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
He that escaped is going to be consumed by the rage of the fire.
That's right.
So you're going to have for them, you have some Edomites that's going to escape America, but Edomite tents still going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
You're going to have elite that's going to escape America, but it's tell you, scripture tell you in Job, it shall go ill with them that left in his tabernacle.
Right.
Esau going to escape, but those that left in his tabernacle or his house is going to go ill with them, be bad for them because they're going to die.
Yep.
So what did it say?
It said, I'm going to read it again. This is the Sirach, chapter 36, verse 8. Sake the time short. Remember the covenant.
Oh, you call for the scripture. You call for that one.
Nah, I ain't going.
Okay.
And let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them
So
perish.
him that escaped is going to be consumed by the rage of the fire. Some here going to be consumed by it, and even Esau and even the Edomites that escape and go to other countries, they're going to still be consumed by the fire. Because why? They can go to another country that's going to be destroyed by missiles. Anything. You got Esau, Edomites. Man, I'm going back to Russia, man. They're going to leave because you got Russians that live in America. I'm going back to Russia, so they're going to leave from Russia. And they're going to go right back. So they're going to leave from America, go right back to their homeland, Russia, and they're going to die there.
You should flee from the iron weapon.
And the ball's still going to strike them too. You know?
Let's sit on that.
Yeah, there was more, but you gotta.
What scripture he called for?
Yeah, no.
This is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4.
Yeah, go straight to the point.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Now, in this case, these Edomites first began with these elites. Now, when something's impoverished, it said,
Impoverished.
that means broken down. Because the elites, they have plans on implement a new world order and bringing the whole world into one, and having one philosophy, one mind of thinking, one people, worshiping Satan. So they have plans of bringing a one world government. To read it again?
Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yeah, that's the state of minds of the elites. They got plans on building up their empire, you know, and bringing this one world government. Go ahead.
That's right.
But we will return and build the desolate places.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Yeah, because when the Most High destroy this place is going to be known as the border of wickedness. Because no man's gonna ever come over here ever again. You know, no man gonna dwell here. But it says, but desert animals.
That's twofold, yeah. There
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're gonna know America for his sins.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
Go ahead.
Verse 5, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will magnify, Salakia, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel.
Yeah, and that's in the land of Israel. The Most High is gonna be magnified, because that's why it speaks about the name of the Most High is gonna be magnified. Because if you leave it to other nations, they're gonna say Allah did it, Buddha did it. You know, we're gonna tell them it was the Most High, the power of Israel, that brought this destruction. Go ahead.
Oh, you can't see one thing out?
Yeah.
It's like nothing. I thought of when it said the name. So what said the name would be what in Israel?
It says, Malachi chapter 1 verse 5, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of
You know
Israel.
what I just thought of when it said the Lord will magnify the border of Israel? It made me think back to the Tower of Babel. Because they built a high tower, right? In the Tower of Babel. But guess what? The Lord's going to be, what's that, magnified? The
Magnified.
Lord will be magnified. Magnified means to be made great in the border of Israel. And that made me think about how the name of the Lord is a strong tower. So you had a Tower of Babel at that time, but guess what? The Tower of the Lord, the Tower of Yahweh Bashim Shah, is going to be magnified, man. The name of the Lord is that strong tower. You know? It made me think about that.
Verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor?
Read that again.
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father.
Now Israel, we were supposed to be sons unto the Most High. That's why we was named Israel.
Right.
He is a son of the Most High, or he is a prince of the Most High. Because what's a prince? A prince is a son of a king. Go ahead.
If then I be a father, where is mine honor?
Right. Lord saying, if he be a father unto Israel, where's his honor? Because Israel wanted to honor the gods of the other nations and exhort the gods of the other nations instead of the Most High. Go ahead.
And if I be a master, where is my fear?
Yeah. Where's his fear? Because if you feared the Most High, you will comply by the laws of the Most High. But Israel became insubordinate unto the Most High, and the Most High had to cast Israel out the land and put them in servitude. Go ahead.
Oh, Salakia. And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you.
Yeah, if you had the fear of the Most High, you wouldn't break his laws. Because you know, once you break the laws of the Most High, there's a penalty behind it.
Right.
Go ahead.
O priests that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised thy name?
Yeah, he could plot it to the camps today. You know, saying, oh, we don't know the name. We don't know the Hebrew.
Call him anything.
You call him anything, because the Lord knows who you're talking about. But why would the Lord, if you could call the Most High whatever you want, and the Most High know you're representing towards him, why did Moses ask the Most High what's his name? Because when you go to this great people, they're gonna want to know what power has sent him. Go ahead.
Ye offer polluted bread upon mine altar, and ye say, wherein have we polluted thee? In that ye say, the table of the Lord is contemptible.
What does it say? What?
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 7. Ye offer polluted bread upon mine altar.
You know, you got the showbread that's in the scriptures. They got it right, and they had molded showbread, man. Molded bread. You know?
Yep.
Right.
And
it's about to go molded.
It was about to go
He said,
molded.
well, it's about to go molded, so instead of giving this bread, I'm gonna give this bread.
Yeah. See that?
and ye say, wherein have
Because
we polluted?
you read the scriptures, they always had wicked priests. An example of one was the sons of
Looking at right now, it's Samuel.
was it Samuel's sons of
Nah,
or
it was
Eli?
Samuel. It was Eli.
It was Eli. Yeah,
The
he
sons
had,
of
he had
Eli's.
two sons and he wouldn't put them in check.
Oh, looking at
Yeah,
that.
he went. Yeah, he went and put them in check. And there was you read about them. They, if I'm not mistaken, they was polluting the temple.
They was doing all types of bullshit.
They was doing all
bro.
types of shit. You know, I ain't read history in a long time, but you know, you had two wicked. Well, there was sons of Eli, and they was wicked as hell. They were supposed to do right, but they was you know trying to please themselves.
Right here.
All right, go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They knew not the Lord. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant came while the flesh wasn't seething. You know, the flesh is in the boiled stew or whatever, with the flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand. So you had the flesh hook. You ever went to a meat market and saw a meat market, you got the meat on the hook and stuff?
Yeah.
It says, and he struck it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came after. Also before they burnt the fat, the priest's servant came and said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest. For he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw. So basically, they didn't even want the meat that was stewed, or that was boiled, that was cooked. They wanted raw meat.
Yeah.
That's against the scriptures.
Yeah.
Was it them that was having sex in the temple?
I think so. It's more.
Yeah, I think they was popping women in the temple, if I'm not mistaken.
That's why, Samuel told Eli, listen, you shouldn't rebuke them, and you know what? The Lord judged Eli. He said, "Hefty, brother, sit back, crack his neck." Can I make a point on Malachi, brother?
Yeah.
Malachi was during, right around the time of Ezra, but after, Ezra had passed away, and Nehemiah had went back to Persia. So right now, you don't have any heads, you don't have any priests, and it just shows how backsliding Israel is. Because as soon as those brothers left, then that's what Malachi was on the scene. Because look, he was like, "There's no more heads." As soon as they corrected us, we read the law. Nehemiah was there. As soon as they gone, you niggas went back to doing the same old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificing all types of fuckery. So it just shows you the minute Israel don't have any type of guide, you see that too with Moses. As soon as Moses went up, went right back to doing their backsliding bullshit, So that's how come Malachi was getting on their ass, man. When Ezra's on the scene, and you read the book of Ezra even rebuked Joshua the high priest, because he was marrying strange women. That's how come he was brought back to Israel, because he was very knowledgeable of the laws, statutes, and commandments, and he was doing his thing, man. And then you had Nehemiah come back, so you had those two heads that was getting on Jake, have them doing the right thing, but as soon as they're gone, Israel backslides.
This is Judges chapter 21, verse 25. In those days, this is Judges chapter 21, verse 25. In those days, there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
The scripture that Judges? Yeah, every man that was right in his own eyes. They did whatever they wanted to do. They did whatever it was that they wanted to do. When the brother mentioned during that particular time, David wasn't on the scene. Samuel wasn't on the scene. Now, this particular time during the Judges, this is before the time of David. This is before the time of Samuel. You got that scripture?
Yeah, I had made a point that even Joshua the high priest went off. This is 1 Ezra chapter 9, verse 18, and this is Ezra's getting on him, right? If you go into the history, Ezra was Joshua's uncle. It says 1 Ezra chapter 9, verse 18, and let me start at 17. Let me start at 16. It says, "And Ezra the priest chose unto him the principal men of their families, all by name, and in the first day of the 10th month they sat together to examine the matter concerning the matter of marrying strange wives. So their cause that held strange wives was brought to an end in the first day of the first month. And of the priests that were come together and had strange wives that were found of the sons of Jesus, the son of Jehozadak, and the brethren Matthias and Eleazar and Jerobus and Joanadus." It's kind of, these names are kind of tricky, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says of the sons of Jehozadak. Jehozadak was Joshua's pops, or Ezra's brother. So even and these names that I list off, these are priests, man. All right, men of the Lord. So sometimes you need other men of the Lord to, put other men of the Lord in check. So that's how it was. But going back to the point of what the brother was reading in Malachi, it comes more full circle when you understand what was going on at that particular time period.
So you gotta bring the scriptures to life.
Absolutely. I had something for you in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 6. No, I'll start at 7. It says, "Behold." What, man? Start at 6?
Yeah.
It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they will draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom."
The terrible of the nation is referencing towards they armies. So the Most High put the spirit on the nations to come take down Israel, to come with their armies and besiege Israel. Go ahead.
It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, therefore I will bring the strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness." So pretty much twofold, you know what I'm saying? Ezekiel 28, the prophecy is onto Tyre, right? And we know that Tyre, that particular land, was hard as fuck to besiege because it was, you know, surrounded by water. So, prophetically speaking, this is talking about America. When you read from verse 1 on down to this particular verse, the parallels are the same. The same way the ancient Tyrees would boast themselves because they had that Tyrian purple and they were rich and wealthy. The so-called white man is boasting in his particular wisdom in his wealth, America, the golden city, and call himself the Most High, pursuing the 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. So the Heavenly Father said, listen, I'm going to send the nations against you. The terrible of the nations are the same thing that we was reading about before. Your allies, your enemies, they're going to come and fuck you up. All right?
Yeah, he's gonna take them down.
Because
the Most High removed that hedge around Israel because Israel wasn't doing the right thing. You got something?
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
Yeah, read it again one more time.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Right now, people are living, they living in pride because every day is going as routine. You know, they're able to go to work Monday morning, their alarm set, they catch they schedule train, they eat their bacon, egg, and cheese, you know, in the morning with extra bacon. Then they show up to work on late. The same routine goes on every week. Then Friday, they party, drink, commit adultery. So they live it in pride. But the Lord said their pride is gonna be turned to mourning because the Most High is gonna make a transition from comfortability to uncomfort. Go ahead.
It says, for fire shall come upon her from the
right now,
everlasting.
people are living in a mind state that everything is a game. Everything's a joke. You can do what you want, and there's no consequences for your actions. So that's why they do what they want. Women, they walk the street at 3 o'clock in the morning, cut through a park, and sometimes they don't get raped until, that you could do 100 times and 101 times. That's when the rape is, cut through the park, and that's when they get raped. They do that shit because there's no consequences for their actions. But the Most High, he's going to bring judgment soon. Go ahead.
It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils.
And her is referencing towards America because the Most High referenced this country as a woman. And it says fire is going to come down on her and she should be inhabited by devils. Like spirits and unclean creatures. Go ahead.
And it says, O Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons whom thou sendest away, they come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. Right? So yeah, that's talking about, verse 37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west.
Yes, from the way because Israel was scattered amongst the other nations.
By the word of the Holy
They
One.
come together from the east to the west. By the word of the Holy One. Israel being joined and gathered together by the word. All the names they got
Rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
right.
I was gonna say when the Lord told Peter that you're gonna preach my gospel in Jerusalem and the ends of the earth, and we know that Peter didn't come here to America. He didn't come to the Western Hemisphere. So the words of the gospel were being told again by the same disciples of Yahweh Shai coming back. You know what I'm saying? From the east to the west, like the mother was going into.
It was in Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Again, Revelation?
Yeah, 18. So Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great glory, and the earth was lighted with his glory.
The earth was lighted with his glory. Go ahead.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Right, so the angel said, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils. And what's Babylon the Great? Babylon the Great is talking about America. So this angel is saying Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils. So America is fallen. Why? America is fallen by way of thermonuclear destruction. And it says become the habitation of devils.
It says, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful
And
spirit.
the whole of every foul spirit. So you're gonna have this spirit will be inhabited with devils. Meaning what? All various types of wicked spirits. And it said foul spirits, and it said unclean and hateful birds. Because the only animals going to reside here are unclean animals. Because why? When America is completely destroyed, we know that there's not going to be any unclean birds actually here after the destruction comes. They're going to fly from neighboring islands, from neighboring lands. And this is where they're going to reside. So you're going to have all men as an evil spirit. America's going to be like what one would call a haunted house, so to speak. America's going to be a region land haunted with evil spirits. Yeah. You know?
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Now the brother said, read the scripture. It says, Babylon the Great is fallen, right? Now you go look at that word, fallen in the Greek. I can't. Let's see. Go it says picto, and it says to be prostrated, fall prostrate of those. It says to lose authority, to no longer have force of sayings, precepts, etc. To be removed from power by death, to fail in participating in, miss a share in, to fall down, fall into ruin, a building's wall. So when it says Babylon the Great is fallen, it's saying Babylon the Great has lost authority. Babylon the Great no longer has force. Babylon the Great has been removed from power by death. By what? The second death, thermonuclear destruction. Go ahead.
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication. That's talking about what? America's false Christianity, America's democracy. So all nations have drunk of the wine of America's fornication. Because America is being likened into what? Likened into a whore. So this whore, which has laid down with the kings of the earth, this whore had wine. This whore had wine to give these kings. The actual whore laying down with these kings, they're drinking wine. Well, America is the one that laid down with the kings of the earth. But the wine that America has given to these kings to impair their judgment is not an actual wine, but it's America's philosophy. So read that part again.
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of America's fornication. Because various nations on the planet Earth has taken part in America's philosophy. Think about it. Feminism has permeated throughout the whole planet Earth. That's even going on in the so-called Arab world. That false image of who they say is our Lord, that image was highly promoted in America, and that spread throughout the whole earth. Okay, Esau sent the so-called Christian missionaries to Africa, down there to the Amazon, to brainwash them with that image of a so-called white man being the Lord, and to brainwash them with false teachings of the scriptures. So all nations have drunk of the wine and the wrath of America's fornication. Now when it says fornicate, it's figurative. Intimate meaning personal. America has a lot of personal dealing with these various nations. And America spread forth a philosophy amongst them as well. That's why all people on the planet Earth, they got that veil over their head, over them. Because of what? America's philosophy. So read that again.
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication.
I gotta change the batteries low.
Okay. No?